How's it going, everyone? My name is Mikey and I'm back with another Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Wi-Fi battle. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you all so much for the recent love and support for my videos, for liking the videos that I've been posting, and for subscribing to my channel. It honestly means a lot, and it gives me more motivation for posting more of these. So thank you guys so much. Let's get right to the battle. So I'm working with a team that I'm really excited about. I really wanted to highlight a little bit of a Toxic stall team, and unfortunately Umbreon does not get Toxic in Bdsp, but I can set up Roserade, Toxic Spikes with Roserade, and stall a little bit with Umbreon, so that's kind of what I was going for. But unfortunately that can't take priority with my opponent's team. He is working with some scary mons like Scizor and Gliscor, and a Manaphy. Now I did Battle Cane before, that's my opponent's name, and he had a Latios. So he's kind of just going by his own intuition, I guess, for building a team. And I am using a Smogon Global Link Room. It is what it is. People, you know, are going to make their own teams and battle however they want. That's totally fine. We're just going to have to work with it. So he's going to lead with his Gliscor, and I'm going to lead with my Lopunny. And this isn't a terrible matchup because I carry Ice Punch. I love Lopunny because it has all the elemental punches. It has Fake Out. It's a pretty good lead. I think it's definitely secondary to Ambipom. But I carry Life Orb on this thing just so I can really put a dent in whatever I attack. So I go for the Fake Out, and it does a decent amount of damage considering that it's Gliscor, and Gliscor can wall anything. So the goal here is to wither it down and then go for the Ice Punch and just see how much it does. I was hoping it KO'd, but Gliscor hangs on with just a little thread, and it is what it is. And I was expecting Stealth Rocks, but instead he goes for the Agility, and now I'm a little... I don't know what to think, really. I mean, a lot's racing in my mind because I know he has Manaphy sitting in the back burner. So I'm like, do I stay in? Do I switch? Lopunny really can't do much this match. It's not that strong. It's not really a wall. So I'm like, all right, let's just go for the Ice Punch and see what happens. And he goes and Baton Passes. Now, initial thoughts were, okay, that's new. Whatever. But then I'm like, oh crap. He has Manaphy. He better not bring in Manaphy, and he brings in the Manaphy. Guys, if you saw my live reaction to this, I was cursing up such a storm because now I'm like, all right, normally I don't really care if you bring a Latios or a Gengar or Manaphy. As long as it's not like a team of Ubers, whatever, I can work around that. But if you're going to bring an Uber to the party and boost its speed like that and probably have Tail Glow on this thing because it's probably going to do that, now I have a problem. So... I was just like, oh no, what are we gonna do? So I'm just like, we gotta U-turn and get out of here because he's probably gonna go for the Tail Glow, and instead he goes right for the Surf, which is interesting. So I get to use the slow pivot here, the slow U-turn, and go into whatever I want. There's no entry hazards on the field. I haven't been hit. So you know what? I'm gonna ruin your day, and I'm gonna go right for the Roserade because I can take a hit. Now, at first, I wasn't entirely sure if this thing was even working with Tail Glow. I thought he would have just kind of done that right away. Maybe he was expecting a Thunder Punch from Lopunny and just wanted to attack me and see how much damage he can get on me. So I wasn't entirely sure. My goal here is just to get this damage, just to wither him down as much as possible. And you'll see this turn, he goes for the Tail Glow. And honestly, that's a pretty bad move because you're going to get greedy. And Roserades typically do work with Focus Sash, so I'm going to go for Giga Drain, and look how much damage it does. It does quite a bit. Another Giga Drain takes it out. Regardless of Leftovers recovery or not, another Giga Drain is knocking it out for sure. So, he's going to obviously attack me here because he has no choice. I just ripped into him. So he goes for the Ice Beam, and not today, Satan, hanging on by 1. Thankfully, he did not get the freeze. If he got the freeze, I would have been absolutely so mad. I go for the Giga Drain, and that's it. Manaphy's done. I don't have to worry about it. Now it's just smooth sailing. I've knocked out one of his biggest threats. I have Gliscor down to such a tiny amount of HP that I don't even have to worry about being walled. And now he's going to bring in Togekiss. So here I'm debating, you know, I could switch, I could leave Togekiss, I could leave Roserade in. Honestly, there's really not much I could do to the rest of his team. I can't do anything with to Scizor with Roserade. He has... what else does he have? Leafeon, which Sludge Bomb does so much, and Miltank. So I'm thinking, you know what, I just stay in and go for the Sludge Bomb and see how much damage I could do, because I definitely outspeed. I'm doing these mental gymnastics with the Toxic Spikes and Sludge Bomb just because I know Miltank could stall with Miltank, so I just wanted to poison whatever. And I definitely don't outspeed because he's Scarfed. He goes for the Air Slash, misses. That's the karma, really. That's truthfully the karma. And I get to set up my Toxic Spikes, and I'm like, you know what? We're gonna Sludge Bomb, hope you miss again. He probably won't, and he forfeits, cancels the battle, and that's the story of how Roserade took down Manaphy. Good game, Kane. Obviously it's a great strategy, of course, but it is a little cheap because this room is specifically designed for OU matches. It is what it is, and I'm just gonna chase you a little bit right now because I was a little frustrated and a little scared, but that's just me being petty. I actually decided to stick around and battle again because I wasn't satisfied with a win like that, so I decided to do one more battle before bed, and I stumbled upon Jake. And I'm obviously going to rock with the same team that I came prepared with. I want to definitely use it for its intended purpose. So let's see what kind of team Jake is working with. I actually got really, really excited when I saw this team initially, because he's using a Hail team, which I actually did a couple videos back. I noticed the Abomasnow Walrein pair. Walrein has Ice Body, so he gets to heal up a bit, probably with the leftovers. He has Jinx as well. The Masquerain, which will probably be his lead, and the Electivire and Medicham for some power. Now, I'm going to decide to click first on my Roserade just because I know most likely he will lead with Masquerain. He'll probably try and set up Sticky Web, probably try and do a Quiver Dance, whatever he wants to do, but it gives me time to go for Toxic Spikes since I am Sash. So I know I can take a hit, and I know I can hit him back and get some damage on him. So, just as I suspected, he goes for the Masquerain as his lead. Gets the Intimidate drop on my Roserade. Doesn't really matter. Again, I am not a physical attacker, so I'm just going to click Toxic Spikes and see what he goes for. So there go the Toxic Spikes, and my opponent is going to right here he goes for the Sticky Web. Great call because Abomasnow isn't so fast, neither is Walrein, and Electivire and Medicham definitely outspeed anything that gets a speed drop. So I go for the Sludge Bomb. It does a ton. Oh, and I get the Poison on Masquerain. Fantastic start to the match. He's going to go ahead and Quiver Dance. At this point, it doesn't even matter because I could take a hit. My Sash hasn't been broken. So I'm just going to go and click Sludge Bomb on the next turn, and that'll be one dead Masquerain. So we're off to a good start. He's going to go and Bug Buzz, and Roserade takes that like a champ. Even with the boosted special attack, I hang on. Without the need of the Focus Sash. I go for Sludge Bomb again. Masquerain's done. I feel good about this. I have good momentum. Masquerain can be annoying sometimes, but I'm happy it's gone. He goes for the Abomasnow, which is a good play. And I'm expecting, maybe he'll have Ice Shard. Maybe he's expecting me to switch here. So I just decided to stay in and go for the Sludge Bomb just to kind of see what we're working with. And he doesn't carry Ice Shard. He actually, I guess, maybe expected me to switch. But I go for Sludge Bomb here, which I thought was a perfect read. So with the Abomasnow completely decimated right there, I kind of thought, I think I just secured the victory with that play, but I don't want to get too confident because now he's going to send in Medicham, and Medichams with Pure Power can really ruin some careers. That ability is no joke. So I'm going to obviously stay in. I think that's the best move, just to kind of scout and see what we're working with. I decided to go for Giga Drain just in case that Headbutt misses, but he reveals that he has Fake Out, and he's actually Life Orbed, which is perfect for me because between the chip with the Hail, the chip with the Poison, and now the chip with the Life Orb, this thing isn't sticking around too long. Looking at my team here, I'm thinking what better Pokemon to bring in than my Swampert. This thing's a huge tank. It can take whatever he wants to throw at me pretty well. I think I can pretty much eat up a high jump kick. Zen Headbutt, considering they don't crit or I get flinched, I think I could do pretty well. So I'm just going to go for a Stab Earthquake and see how much that does. And he's going to go for the Zen Headbutt. I'm praying I don't get flinched here. And Swampert is going to break through, thankfully, and hit him with the Earthquake. And that is a dead Medicham. He's down 3 Mons. I'm only down my Roserade. Doing pretty well here. Now, my opponent really doesn't have a whole lot he can send in against me. He was only working with the Electivire, the Walrein, and the Jinx now. Jinx is not physically defensive whatsoever, and Electivire runs the risk of not killing me with Earthquake, even though I think it probably will, or whatever this Electivire is running. So I think, Walrein is definitely his best bet, which he does go for, and I decide to just stay in here and go for the Earthquake to see how much damage I can get. He's probably going to go for an Ice Beam or something. I'm not entirely sure. Now, I don't know why I was like going back and forth with Stealth Rock. I think I was just, thinking about Jinx, and if by the time Jinx gets onto the field, I wanted to get as much damage on him as possible. And he reveals that he has Belly Drum here. Now, a little scary, a little different, but interesting. I go for Earthquake, and Walrein takes that very well. Walrein is super bulky, and he has the Citrus Berry. And for a second, I thought, okay, maybe the tides could turn, but then I remembered, okay, yeah, so he's also poisoned, so he can't really stay in for too long. Granted, if he has Ice Shard, that could be a problem for whatever comes in next, because he's definitely going to kill Swampert this turn. But regardless, I still have some big threats that are good counters to his remaining Pokemon. So I'm not entirely worried. He goes to the Ice Fang, it's going to kill my Swampert, and that's a wrap. And luckily enough, the Hail stops this turn, so I don't think the Abomasnow is carrying, I think it's the Icy Rock or whatever that makes it 8 turns. So that's great news for me. So I'm just going to bring in my Umbreon. I was debating going for Jirachi. Probably should have actually gone Jirachi, but I think the thought process was if I bought in Jirachi, he would have bought an Electivire, gone for Earthquake. I didn't want to do that. So I just thought I'm going to protect here, and hopefully the Toxic will kill him this turn. This is exactly what I wanted to do with this team. Set up Poison, stall out a little bit. I'm not a big stall fan, but quite honestly, the rest of my team is not stall. It's just, this Umbreon. So, wow, yeah, the Poison only brings him down to about 1 HP, so unlucky for me. I have no choice but to let this thing hit me, and Umbreon hangs on. I go for the Wish, just in case I did. I had a feeling I would because, like I said, Umbreon is just so good at taking attacks. And now that's a dead Walrein. All I have to do is protect next turn. I'll heal up. I'll see what his, probably Electivire. I don't think he would bring in Jinx. Yeah, he's going to bring in Electivire here. I'm going to see what he's working with, and we'll go from there. Electivire is on the field. It's going to take some toxic damage next turn, or at the end of the turn. I'm just going to go for Protect. Like I said, see what we're working with here. I mean, Electivires are interesting because they can do whatever. He does reveal he has Thunderbolt, so interestingly enough, he has some special attack investment. I heal up, and I get a lot of HP back thanks to the Leftovers and the Wish. I'm sitting in a good spot. Now, I was kind of wrestling with the idea here of switching into something else, but who knows, maybe he's a mixed buyer, so we'll see. I just go for Foul Play. And he does reveal that he has Cross Chop too, and look at that! Umbreon taking that like a champ, even with Life Orb damage, even with the Life Orb equipped, but that also just means too that he has some special attack investment, so he probably isn't fully invested in attack. If it was, it probably would have killed me, but that's just how it is. Can't complain there. So the Toxic Spike's damage is going to wither the Electivire down, and that's game. Jake disconnects. Great game to Jake, though. I love that team. Great concept. Guys, those are the battles for today. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, definitely subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back with the next one.